Dude, I'm ready. Getting a show on the road. I didn't lie. We do have a Darius. Or we do have a Vi. God dang. Not even ready for my pocket. Is it it's the Destiny Ezreal. God dang. Yo, Hieuge? I don't know why I only see these names and not this team's. It's kind of weird. But if this is the Hieuge Vi, I am all for it. I'm amped. During this loading screen, gotta do it. We gotta do it. Oh baby. We're gaming now.
She's such a misfit, always ready to brawl. It's like her business, roughing up your friends. The law, there is no difference.
It's crazy. We're gaming. I didn't think she'd ever get played.
She's like a boomerang that never gives up. She flies in circles so she hits you when you're brought in the dust. So just remember.
Alright. So, based on the teams, it's Lux mid. I mean, or maybe AP Ezreal mid. You don't know. Destiny's crazy with it. Darius versus Cho'Gath. Realistically, Darius should just slaughter him as long as he doesn't play it wrong. Vi versus Amumu. Vi dumpsters Amumu early game. Amumu can shut her down kind of hard, but if you're good at having a feel for when the Amumu is going to hit ult, you can use your R and then just completely negate it. The Misfortune Vi combo is pretty brutal. I don't know if Twisted Fate support. I highly, highly doubt it. But that is a lot of poke in the bot lane. It seems like Pichu doesn't really like traditional supports. A man after my own heart, or possibly woman. I have no idea. Yeah, so I think this game is pretty even. I think this team comp is better. They have a lot of poke, and then have to hard commit with Amumu and Darius to realistically do anything. So it's kind of an awkward dynamic. Amumu has to just kind of stand in the front and just wait. He can cancel the Misfortune ult, but I will say I'm shocked they didn't go at Misfortune here. I'm very surprised. I get it, but I'm surprised. They are a very, very flexible team, though. As you can see, Destiny's going AD carry, even though he was the support. Tax going jungle, even though he was the top. Jungle's going top. The AD carry's going mid. Literally every single role is swapped here. That's because they're gamers. I have only mad respect for that. Hopefully this game lives up to the hype of Game 1. Take a peep. It is the Hieuge on the Vi. Ooh, Zooey mama. Yeah, Lux has TP, so it seems like it is Soraka Ezreal bottom. I think potentially if Alex goes crazy on the Lux, he could just slaughter Wesley. Wesley could also just do the exact same thing he did last game and be permanently everywhere on the map. That was insane. Fang is going to have a harder time this game than he did last game, where he doesn't have as blatantly strong of a matchup. He's on the weak side this time, but, you know, that's okay. We'll see if he's a gamer, you know. This is interesting. There we go. Alright, flip this. We're just gonna preemptively do this in case there's some goonage going on. We'll swap these around. That should be correct. Yeah. are going for an invade. Check it with the 0th W start. I guess with W you still can poke, but you have a slow for the beginning invade. Oh, they see him. They were ready. Dusty knew. That was an ambitious flash. Ooh. Wesley gets the moral victory there. It's like, it's a mental thing. He got the hit, and that's all that matters. So, potentially, if Hieuge's thinking, he starts red here and pats down because top lane should lose no matter what. He should go red, blue, Gromp, and then just gank bottom with no flash on the Raka and hard punish that. But it doesn't look like that's what's happening. That's okay. Just because it is an option doesn't mean you have to go with it, you know? Personally, I despise this. I want to be talking about Hieuge a lot because, you know, Vi. I think blue is always the play for the jungle item, especially on assassins or playmakers like Vi. The mobility through the bushes is ridiculous. Sure, you get to clear a little bit faster with the green one, the Moss Stomper, but I don't think the value trumps others, you know? I don't think it's that exciting. It just, yeah, it doesn't do it for me. Especially with the little shield, that's kind of worthless. So, bottom hits 2 first. They're already kind of chunked. I think they're going to have a rough time in this lane, especially with Soraka. I don't think she's ever realistically going to be able to get a Q off. So in this lane especially, I think Amumu also should have started topside and pathed down towards his bottom, because they're the priority. You can't really transition gank mid here because Lux is already all the way pushed up. Top lane is already pretty pushed up, so he's got prio in all lanes except for bottom. Had he passed down here, he would have been here. He could have potentially looked for a gank. It's okay either way. Doesn't matter. Everybody's got their own way of playing. That's just me thinking through things because I don't think there's much else to do. Big trade back. Darius ghosts. Okay. Preemptive flash. If he got one more auto or auto W, Cho'Gath would have died. But he got the flash, and that's really good in that lane. The only problem, I mean, it is pushing back to him slightly, so I think that is a win. Dusty goes forward pretty aggressively with his E there, and he almost pays the price for it. Lux is currently roaming bottom. This could be a play. He doesn't go around the long way. Doesn't get anything for it. Just goes back mid, maybe? Recalls. Interesting play. He's probably looking for them to push up again, thinking he left, but he's got TP, so you don't lose anything for that. Right now, 2 junglers in the top side, both Tack and Livity. He tries to bait the pull, but unfortunately Hieuge gets hit by the Q as well. First Blood barely goes over. And I'll rewind it to check the bottom lane, so that's unfortunate. For blue team, this was very close to going both ways. But the minion damage is just crazy. I'll rewind it one more time. So bottom lane, here we go. So big fight up there. No. Raka gets hit by a stun. Unfortunate. And that's, I think, kind of just the end of that. Dusty gets some poke back, but only so much you can do. And Dyrone has to walk all the way back. Some more poke, more gaming. We're, you know, we're having a grand old time here. Gotta wait a second so that it can catch back up with itself, and we're back. So already, some action going on. Unfortunate gank from Amumu up into the top lane. It was a good attempt. Unfortunately, the Vi was already sitting in the bush, and then the minion damage was just so much that it was difficult to do anything with. Dream gets a ton of damage on Cammy here. He doesn't have much mana. He technically could stay with blue card, but there's no real point. He could always ult back or do something else. Got a big push top lane, so potentially they could look for a dive up here with Darius Amumu. He is starting to make his way up there, but I don't know if they're going to be actually playing for that play. Bot lane starting to push up. I think this lane realistically just has to be, it's farming. You got to get a farm lead, and then you have to play for mid game, because I don't think you ever win this without a jungle gank or another mid roam. And as you see, TF is already starting to make his way towards bottom side. He's waiting. He's making a play. Raka no flash. He should have stunned the Raka there, but I think she dies anyway. Ooh, brutal. Oh, there's the TF gank, and it's slow pushing away. He doesn't lose anything in the mid lane for this, because this wasn't pushed in. Wow, that was a really good roam from him. He's already down on CS. Alex is up, but he roamed, so only makes sense. Top lane is down a little bit in the CS category after that top lane play. A very ballsy recall there. Holy damage. If Alex had flash, I feel like he would have flashed and queued that, but unfortunately for Desti, he didn't stay. Had he stayed, he would have died, but he lost so much experience for this. If we look at this, Franco's halfway, Desti is only not even a quarter, so it's gonna be, he's gonna be behind probably for the remainder of the game, to be quite honest, unless he gets to side laning after laning phase is over. But I don't think he's gonna be able to catch up once again without a gank. Maybe he will, but with the presence of the TF most likely gonna continually be in the bot lane, it's gonna be pretty brutal. Big pull from Dars. Going, he might just get eaten by Cho'Gath here. I think he just dies. Yep. Unfortunately, it was ambitious. He got a lot of stacks, but that Cho'Gath ult, especially early levels, is really brutal. It always does way more than you anticipate. So it's currently a 3K gold lead. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty strong, but you get a big flash. Alex gets a kill, that's big. Liberty should not go in here, but he might. This should be a free kill. This should be super, super free. I guess they don't really have anything because they just used it all on getting Twisted Fate. Ooh, that was really, really close. Liberty had a tap Q out of there. So that was a very ambitious play from Hieuge. It was very, very ambitious. I understand what he was going for. He could have maybe gotten a pick if he had Electrocute, but he went Conqueror Vi. He went the more standard build at the moment, no longer going for the lethality. I think in this game that's a good pick, or a good play with the 2 tanks and then Soraka. It's going to be kind of hard to realistically get picks later on or get a ton of burst. Especially also if Lux goes Seraphs, or since they did start Tier, or if they go Zanyas, it's just a pain. But that was a good little run back. Alex gets some poke. Desti's going in. Unfortunately misses the Q. Ooh, beautiful silence by Capulia. Capulia? Capulia. That was really, really good. Immediately canceled the Misfortune ult. I don't think it was, but we're going to say it was intentional. And Capulia is just a god. Maybe a goddess? Who knows? I don't. But yeah, this is going. Once again, Ocean Dragon is first. Rift Herald's still up. Nobody's going for objectives yet. Right now, Vi can solo both of them, and realistically can just kind of gun down the Amumu at any point she wants. But doesn't have to. Liberty does not seem like a solo kill invade jungler at all. It's just kind of play for the team, get them the kills, just be CC engage. I mean, it's been working. You've seen the Zac gameplay. Wonder if Grapes is going to go the Cleaver build. Grapes. I was like, what are you talking about? He should be dead here. Yeah. Just plays too aggro on him. Bit of a waste of an ult. He might be able to kill him, but I don't think so. I think, honestly, Amumu dies here if he gets hit. Yep. Unfortunately, not respecting the E plus grasp damage. That was nasty. Mumu's got his demonic embrace, so that's absolutely why he went for the play. And I respect it, it's just a bit tough. And yet is TF mid. So here, Cho'Gath is super strong. Super strong. 4-0 at the moment. It's up 2.5k. Like, it's gross. Hieuge's getting Rift Herald. This should be free. He should reset here with the Rift Herald, immediately walk here and either gank bottom or go straight for the Scuttle Crab into Dragon. This is also free. Hieuge doesn't have to do anything here. There's nothing to get on the map. He's maybe trying to look for a play on Lux, but there's no need. Maybe he doesn't have gold to buy anything useful, but it is, if you're on the top side, it's just as fast to recall and walk down here as it is to do what he just did. He's also skipping the camps, which is interesting. He's sitting on 1k, so he should have backed, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm not going to nitpick this too much. They're immediately going on here, which is honestly smart. We got Soraka Flash again. Lux is coming in from the top. TF is still mid. So it is currently a 4v3. Hit on the Scuttle Crab. Unfortunately, Matt doesn't have ulti because he used it on the Cho'Gath in top lane. So this looks like it's just kind of a south, unfortunately. And it really sucks because Desti is trying to help out here, but if you look at the bottom wave, it's huge, and so it is big. And so he loses more experience, he gets further behind if he goes for this play. It's just hard to set up initially, especially with the how the game's been going. He's going for a steal, he might be a gamer. Hieuge secures it with the third proc of Denting Blows and Smite. It's good. Matt's going for a big play. Unfortunately, he's just a little bit too far behind. And he's got the armor, so even with the true damage, he just runs out of mana before he can break through that health pool. Unfortunate for him. Really fortunate for Team Red. So currently, 6k lead at 13 minutes. I'm just going to rewind it so it doesn't do that pausing stuff. 6k at 13 minutes is pretty big. Plates haven't fallen yet. Getting plates here. We don't quite have a plate here on either of them. We got a lot of plates down here. Misfortune's going the Duskblade build again. It's really strong, as we've seen in the past couple games of, not today, but yesterday. There were 5 games of Misfortune played. 3 of them were wins, and I believe all were Duskblade. I don't know about the other 2, but she's been very popular this tournament. Very popular. Peeping at Cammy. He's just kind of hovering around, seeing if he can make a play, but bot lane isn't even in lane, so there's nothing really to do. So here, the game's slowed down a bit. No plays are being made. Hieuge's got Rift Herald. He wants to use it mid to get it on plates. He's putting it down, but I think he's too late. It might get a charge. It'll be really close. If it starts its thing now... Oh, tragedy. 1 second slow because he hesitated when he saw the Lux. Big damage back, but it doesn't matter. Amumu with the big flash engage. He gets the big... Holy moly. And he's going in for more. Master's going to kill him. Holy... Oh my god. Phenomenal play. Absolutely absurd play in the mid lane from Tak the Mac combined with the Dreamwalker. Holy moly. We're going to rewind it and watch what goes on bottom lane. I have to assume it's probably going to be a stun into a Misfortune Q or something. Just a W into a Misfortune Q and just... Holy... Ooh, and finished it off with the... Oh, she juked back into it. That's tragic. Unfortunate. Really good attempt to get out, but just not quite enough. Wow. Wow. Okay, so that poke bot lane, as I kind of said, it is really brutal. Desti's, he's poking back, he's farming. He's farming really solidly for what he has. He had to give up that one really big early wave, and then I will hold on because Tak the Mac is here. just in case. Unfortunately, he's on vision, but he doesn't have a sweeper up, so he can't scan it anyway. So Destiny's just surviving. For them being a 5-0 bot lane, Destiny's he's hanging on really well. Capulia, unfortunately, has just kind of gotten the brunt. They're really poking her out, and it's tough. Into Xerath, you don't get to do a ton. You just kind of have to sit back and suffer. Kind of ride out the storm once again until mid lane or mid game. Sorry. Tak is farming really, really well. He's been making some really good plays. Top lane is behind after the unfortunate situation that happened up there. And Cho'Gath just going tank makes it pretty difficult to do a ton. But I think in the mid game, if Darius can get a couple kills in a team fight or just assist, he should be good. This is a good idea in theory, however Livity's already there for the counter gank. I don't know if he saw Amumu on a ward or something, but it's really solid. Oh, Tak just walks up and gets eaten. Little Yordle gets destroyed. And into the TF ulti. We haven't seen the TF presence in a minute, but immediately the ulti comes into play. And they're also looking for some goon stuff in the bot lane. See, right now would have been a perfect time if Livity hadn't used the Rift Herald earlier, which I still think he should have, but we could have gotten a potential play up here. I think Livity should have stayed up here and then dove his Darius, but once again, it's one of those things where it's a play you really don't have to make. Like, you can, but you could also throw away a 550 gold bounty for no reason, you know? No Cho'Gath ult, no Vi ult. It's a better play to just step back. Unfortunately, we're taking the jungle down here. There's nothing to clear, nothing anywhere. Amumu continues to be the sad little mummy. Got some vision clearing. Destiny's going to have a little bit better time in the mid lane. Tally's just going to kind of suffer up here. Realistically, if he gets hit by a grass proc, he dies. So it's good on him to back off. Sucks that you lose some damage on the turret and lose a little bit of minions, but it's all you can do sometimes. Top lane experience, baby. So at the moment, red team is up. They got a dragon. Rift Herald is up again for another 2 minutes. 2.5. So there could be a play made for that while they go for dragon. Right now, this is what blue team sees. Nothing. They got no vision. So red team's just kind of waiting, hanging out. Beautiful, beautiful damage from Dream. We get a flash from MF and still just barely not enough damage. That was a really good pick. Almost. Almost. Well, it was really good. It just unfortunately didn't result in a kill. So, right now, I've said it again. I'll say it. Or I said it before. I'll say it again. They kind of have to rely on just scaling to a little bit later in the game. Maybe one more item. They get some poke around an objective. Kind of sucks because there's a Xerath on the enemy team, but with the Lux and Ezreal poke, they can just, you know, hang out, queue them down, potentially get a pick like that, and then transition into a big objective. The difficult part is Darius going summoner spells similar to what I do when I play, which is the Ghost instead of TP. Lane presence is, or map presence is really difficult. Matt goes for a big play in the mid lane. Big damage from Alex. Phenomenal pickup. Really good. Get the Xerath flash as well. Matt has been making play after play. A lot of these I'm not even looking for. Like, he's just getting them. He's even that one, he queued on a minion, but the ulti was so insane that he just slaughters them. Now he's coming over here for another potential play. Unfortunately, Tally just gets eaten again right before he gets there. And Livity's here. Soraka could die if she steps up too close. She's got her Ezreal backing her up, but Ezreal could die as well. Unlikely with the Raka heal and ult, but I think Fang is just going to be a man, hang out up here. He's got Livity for backup. This is probably a kill. This is really good bait. Big ult, got the flash. With the Soraka, healing is huge, but just not enough. Raka gets unfortunately tapped, and then she dies as well. Dusty's gaming, or sorry, Alex is gaming right now, but unfortunately just not enough consistent damage to take him down. He's doing a ton of damage, just not quite enough. So now big pull from Tally right as soon as the recall goes off. It sucks because there's a TP that hasn't had to been used all game. Cammy's still there, but if we take a peek in the mid lane, they're collapsing. This should be a free kill. If they wanted to go from the back, they could, but they have no minions to pressure mid lane. They already shoved it in. This is a beautiful transition. They could go here and then go right into Baron. Because they already poked him out. There's no way there's any vision for the blue team here. Yeah, this is all dark. For all they know, they could go and start it now. If they step back, they have to go and check it or just give the Baron, but it doesn't look like red team is going for it. This is another kind of slobber knocker, honestly. It's really, really back and forth. A lot of good plays been made, a lot of good picks from people being out of position. Just some mistakes early led to a lot of kills, unfortunately, given over to the red team. Unfortunate for the blue team. I'm looking at the blue perspective, so I always kind of have bias for them, regardless of who it is. But right now, Dragons in 130. They don't really have to play for the Baron at all. They can just farm it out, play slow, go for the third dragon. If the enemy team tries to fight it, they have a really good team fight. Looks like they're going for, I don't know if you want to call it a desperation Baron, but they are starting it. I like the call, but unfortunately they're ready with the sweeper, or the blue plant. There we go. It's a good preemptive flash away. They could get Cammy here. Ooh, the pull out of the Lux ulti is unfortunate. Okay, that's one kill though. Livity is way in the back line. Cho'Gath is bottom. So this potentially could be a really, really good fight. They could keep going. Blue team's coming back. They got a lot of damage. Misfortune's still full health, but doesn't have ult. But meanwhile, bot lane. So that's a good couple kills. Like, come back on the team. But there's a lot of pressure going on the map. They're recalling now. Red team can potentially clear around wards, but they have to go stop this Cho'Gath. It's tough. Let's see how much gold. Can you see how much? Oh wait, they don't have. Who am I looking at? Dusty? Dusty is first strike, right? No. I thought someone had first strike. Oh no, it's Misfortune. Jeez, look at me go. So we've made 140 gold in 22 minutes. That seems very lackluster. I thought it would be significantly higher, but maybe the Ezreal Qs just tapping them every once in a while was too much. So right now, looking at the vision for blue team, Raka has to put down wards, but literally cannot, because if she walks up, she gets slaughtered. So this is even scary doing this. If Cho'Gath was sitting in the bush, she would have just died. But right now we're getting some objective bounties top lane. Gotta do what you gotta do. It's only third dragon, so it's totally good to give it up. Even if it was soul, I don't think there was much they could have done realistically, especially without getting vision. I think the only thing they could have done is walk up towards the Baron right now and start getting and clearing vision around there. So right now, checking the gold differences. Top lane is 6k. Jungle is about 300 gold in Vi's favor. Mid lane is 1k in Alex's favor, Lux. Bot lane is 2k in Misfortune's favor and 2k in Xerath's favor as well, which is pretty tough, especially because he's a mage support, so he does a lot more damage. But it's okay because big juke from Tally. Questionable E, but he gets out no matter what. It's fine. Raka does the same thing no matter her gold, really. Obviously gold helps, but it's not super detrimental that she doesn't have as much as the Xerath. So here, Baron's up. They should just clear mid. Once again, the vision is simply non-existent. It's very difficult. Looks like they're starting the Baron here, but blue team can't do much. I think it's just gotta give it and turtle and hope for the best. It looks like they're funneling in towards it. See, big misfortune ulti can go right here, and then it's just kind of game. Oh my god, Tak steals the Baron from Hieuge! Hieuge goes in, just explodes. Tally's 1v2ing in the side. Cho'Gath has to flash out. This is looking like a huge turnaround for the blue team. Cammy has to flash out. Big damage from Dusty. Dusty flashes in. He doesn't care. He is gaming right now. Dreamwalker is still going in. It's a Cho'Gath, but they don't give a heck. Matt's pushing mid lane with the one Baron caster, really showing that Terry's boss. And wow, that was a big swing. I'm going to rewind it real quick before the fight. It is 36k to 44. 36 to 44, up to 42 to 46. That is a big jump. Wow, that is a big jump. That was 8k. It's gone down to 3k. They just gained 5,000 gold in one exceptional steal from Tak and one big team fight. This is insane because this is exactly what it looked like in the last game. I'm sorry that we're still just watching Amumu. He's just gaming on those Krugs right now. So last game, red team was really, really ahead with Hieuge and Franco and Pichop and Cammy and everybody. And then they kind of threw around an objective and it had a big swing back in the other team's favor. Let's see if blue team will fare any better than the team the morning after pill, who unfortunately ended up losing that game. Well, unfortunately for them, but they didn't make the full comeback. Let's see if this comeback could be mounted. They're getting they're getting a lot. This is exciting. Now we have a game on our hands. That was not necessarily what I was talking with the poke into a fight. That was just a full frontal assault, and it worked really well. So right now we see it doesn't seem like it's kind of scary because red team has damage from MF and has damage from Vi, and Cho'Gath just kind of does ambient damage. Xerath's damage is kind of negligible at this point. Not really. He still does a fair bit of poke, but in team fights, it's not a ton unless he is preemptively set up poke. Blue team, on the other hand, has a lot of damage on their side. So if they can get another pick, or this is interesting. There's a lot going on. I'm sorry. I'm just watching. Big misfortune on attack, but it's not on anyone that matters because he just shrugs it off. We get a flash out from Livity. Unfortunately, Tak doesn't have his ulti here, but this is the vision we got going on. Here's everybody. Tally's walking in. Whoa! Huge ulti from Dream. Dream's out on the side with Livity. Amumu's dead, Soraka's dead, Dream gets caught out, he flashes back into the dragon pit like a Chad. Does big damage to Franco. Franco's alive. Dusty's still at full HP in the back. Honestly, this could be another turn angle if they clear out a little bit of vision. If Dusty gets a little bit of poke and Tally wants to go in, this could be it, as long as he doesn't get hit by Xerath stun. Alright, I was a little ambitious. Dusty wasn't in it to win it, but big Cho'Gath though. That could have been another huge throw. I think that honestly turned out a lot less happened than there could have been. But either way, that's Dragon's Soul. Elder's going to be up in 5 minutes. That is huge. Huge that blue team didn't get a dragon for more damage, because Alex with the Lux has been slapping kids around. That is a lot of damage going to go over with the Xerath poke now, with the Infernal Dragon pop of the soul. And honestly, it sounds insane, but that's also beneficial for the blue team. Like, it sucks that they got the Elder Dragon, but now the fact that, that they got the Infernal Dragon, but now the fact that Elder is on the map if Matt gets another steal, or there's just a good fight into Elder, that can swing the game entirely. Raka is really out of position here. It's so scary. That could be game. Alright. Thank God she didn't get caught out. Misfortune isn't here. Darius isn't here. We used the ult. It's good vision. They could have looked for a play maybe, but it's just kind of awkward, especially with Franco recalling now, most likely for an item. So we got 3.5 on 80 carry, 3 on 80 carry. We got 2 on mid, 2 on mid, 2 on jungle, 3 on jungle. Looks like Liberty's caught way back up in farm at this point, especially with taking all of Tack's jungle. And then top is 2 to 4. So Cho'Gath is absolutely massive, but he would be kind of no matter what. Absolutely crazy lineup ulti from Alex. Oh my god, that could lead to a Baron or at least a death push play here. Cho'Gath is bottom. He does have TP. Big pull-in from Darius on Franco. The carry's dead. They're walking back in. They don't have to. They can just go for Baron here. Oh my god, that was a crazy pull from Tally. That swings the game like mad. Alex is here. He could look for a pick, but he could also potentially die in that position. So he just goes back to help with this. As long as this doesn't get stolen, Tack doesn't have smite here. It's kind of scary. Maybe he did have smite and it just lied to me. Unfortunately, Raka goes down to the absolutely beastly Xerath. Lux is down here to defend from a Cho'Gath, but he just one-taps towers because Demolish is a balanced rune. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's up to 54 to 57. This is looking quite literally like the exact same game we just watched. We got a game on our hands. This tournament truly is going the distance right now. I'll tell you that right now. Holy moly. Team Girth, you got a lot incoming. You got a lot to look out for. Ooh, boy. Alright. We'll put this bad boy down. Elder in 230. Realistically, no team should fight here. Period. At all. They all should just wait. They're farming. They should just wait. Control wards should be purchased. The big potions like the Potion of Iron. But holy... Oh my god, another crazy play from Tack! Holy catch! Dragon's not up for 2 minutes, but that was really good. That was sick. Really good ulti from Franco as well. Just clearing out the wave so they don't get to Baron push it. We still got Baron pushing up here. It's going to slow push back in the bottom lane here soon, or at least it should. But we're getting pressure on top, we're getting pressure on mid, we're getting some poke damage down. 2 of them are still dead. I'll try to get the dual camera here. They might try to force mid, but realistically there's not much to do. They are forcing mid. Desi just gets flashed on and eaten. Playing a little bit too disrespectful, but there's still gaming going on in the top lane. They really have to back out now. This could be another swing, especially 1 minute before Elder Dragon. Tally is walking into them though. This is terrifying. Realistically, if red team was walking up, Tally just dies there. He could have died there as well if Alex queued well. That would have just been a one-shot. Full nuclear one-shot. Almost was right there, too. Big flash from Alex. Big flash from Raka. Unfortunately, they're also playing way too disrespectful. This might be game. That play right there might be game. The fact that Desti died and then they played way too far up. We'll see. They might be able to hold it. Desti is back up as long as Tally doesn't die here and just holds under. Ooh, they're going in for a play. They just have to hold underneath the Nexus towers. That was very ambitious. It's going to be really hard now. Xerath isn't here, but we just need to fight here. Let's see if they go for the end. They absolutely can. They're probably going to go for another inhibitor. Holy. Alright. Big ult. That's probably just game. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's... Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It flips on a pick. flips on a pick, it flips on another pick, and then it ends on a pick. That's how it goes. That's GG right there. Holy moly. Just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That was absolutely wild yet again.